Welcome, everyone. I've spent a lot more time with my cats these past few months because I've been at home a lot more often. I've seen this cartoon circulating on social media where the dog is pictured overjoyed that their whole family's at home, and the cat is pictured very annoyed and wishing that all of the humans would just leave. And I thought to myself, I don't think those people have cats, because it's far from my experience of having cats. This normal cuddle routine that I used to have after I would come home and spend time with my cats has been completely changed, and now cat cuddling time happens anytime, all the time. And my cats, through their behavior, will let me know if I haven't pet them enough in the last few hours, because they'll jump up on my desk or play with my plants. But if I make sure and pet them every few hours and go up to them to spend time cuddling without also being on my phone or brushing my teeth or reading a book at the same time, they're very respectful of my desk and my plants, which they know they're not supposed to play with, and they let me get my work done. They've been reminding me of the power of my attention. During this pandemic and local uprising, I admit there have been many times where I felt distracted and unable to practice this quality of attention we value here at Unity. Yet at the same time, being asked to focus on my immediate surroundings, my relationships, and my neighbors, I'm being reminded, like my cats, that giving my full attention to what is in front of me is a blessing. May we continue to bless one another with our attention in this way. Come, let us worship together.
And now join us in singing Rise Up, Old Flame.
Each week at Wellspring Wednesday, we gather to share our joys and sorrows. This week, our tweens from Tween Group and their families are sharing their joys and sorrows. Tween Group meets tonight virtually at 7 p.m. Here are some of their joys and sorrows. Dylan Bickle Hall shares a joy that his family set up a pool in their backyard, and a joy that his grandmother has recovered from COVID-19. A joy from Aiden Well is that Aiden turned 13 on June 4th. Happy birthday, Aiden! And celebrated this weekend with his grandparents and extended family in McGregor. A joy from the Capistrand family is that they are planning to attend an overnight Scout summer camp in July and are hopeful that it will still be able to happen. A joy from Wells Darst Rice is for the miracle of allergy medication. Wells also has a sorrow that he doesn't get to see his friends very often right now. I imagine this sorrow is shared among many of our families right now. Join me in holding these joys and sorrows that were shared here today and the ones that we carry in our hearts. Let us pray. Spirit of life, thank you for the gift of pools on hot summer days and the thought of fun summer camps with our families. and spending quality time together. We are grateful for those of us who have been able to heal and recover, and keep those of us in our hearts who have passed on from COVID-19. We give our gratitude and thanks for having groups like Tween Group where we can come together and share what is on our heart and laugh a lot together. And we share the sorrow that we can't see one another and our friends as much as we would like right now. May we continue to be able to come together in the ways that we can and listen courageously to our joys and sorrows. May it be so, and amen.
It could just be me, but I've actually noticed a lot more thank yous out there than usual, more politeness. Here's what I mean. Even during the pandemic, even with all of this not being with each other, now that we are going out, I am seeing politeness. Even in the demonstrations and protests over the killing of George Floyd, I am hearing people say, thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Excuse me. Thank you for the water. And I love it. I think it's the fact that since we have been isolated for so long, we are far more conscious of each other now when we see each other. And we are aware of our frailties and our needs, and we just want to be polite, and we just want to engage in the truest possible way. I am very thankful for that. I am not, as a rule, always thankful for everything, I will admit that. I'm thinking of Thanksgiving is a time when I am thankful, right? I spend at least part of the day thinking of everything I'm thankful for. And then, of course, there's the dinner, and we have the big grace, right? I'm just thinking of a time several years ago when we sat down for that grace, and we were reciting it, and I was not necessarily paying the closest attention to the words. And I looked around, and I secretly opened my eyes, and I looked over at my niece, who was probably about a year and a half, Kadrian. And Kadrian's eyes met mine, and I smiled at her. And she smiled, and her big teeth just smiled, and a very coy, cute little smile. And I felt so blessed by that smile. wow, that little connection between us in secret. Then in the next moment, I saw her turn a little bit across the table and go, and give this beautiful smile. And I opened my eyes and looked around, and I saw that every single adult at that table, like 12 of us in total, were all looking at Kadrian, all going, and all receiving this blessing of this personal, warm hello. So I'm thinking about the connection between thankfulness and blessedness and what makes a blessing, and I'm wondering, can I be that kind of a blessing? What is a blessing we have for each other? How do we bless each other? And I'm aware that often we talk about our times with kids as blessings. Children are our blessings. I was blessed to be in their presence. They blessed me with a smile. They blessed me with their attention. Now, as an adult, I really feel that. I feel that every time that I am with kids, that there is something about the quality of that time when we're connecting that just feels warming. It feels like something washes me, right? And it makes me think of all the times that we have kids front and center here at Unity and what that's like. So think, for example, of the children's choir. Children's choir, those little kids come up in front of the church and everybody's just expectant and going, oh, aren't they cute? They're so cute. And then they sing, and it doesn't matter if they know the song super well or if some of them are super loud. It doesn't matter. It's just fantastic. And everybody is just so warmed by it. And even you'll see some tears sometimes. It's just so great to be in their presence, their honesty. Children's musical. 3-4 days of packed sanctuary full of people just coming to see them perform. Just to be alive and to give, right? And they're not necessarily always great singers, most of them. Sometimes there's awkwardness and whatnot, right? But it's a joy, and we feel so blessed to be in their presence. And this goes on and on in our relationship with our kids here at Unity. Thinking on when they come to coming of age. On coming of age, there's a weekend where the 9th graders all come up to the front of the church in front of a full congregation, and they tell us what it is they believe and how they're going to live their lives. And this ceremony goes on for 3.5 hours, and the adults watch this willingly. Why? Because they want that blessing of the kids honestly, ideally telling us their hopes and dreams, and we feel better for that connection. I'm also thinking about the dedication of new lives, where this really starts, and where Rob and Jan bless each child with water, and they say, basically, unto us a new Redeemer is born. And I think about that, and I think what they're saying is that we are redeemed by a new child, by a new life, by a new chance, by whatever it is that a kid means, right? So how does this connect to blessing? I'm thinking the things that I really feel are blessings are the things that feel so real and so connected, like Ray was talking about earlier with the blessing of a cat. But still, that what we're talking about is the unvarnished, unbridled attention paying to each other. And kids do that really well. And adults, we know we don't always do it so well, right? We have a million things we allow to cloud our experience and to be on our minds while an experience is happening. And I'm just thinking, we shouldn't do that, right? We should know the blessing that I give when I am fully there for other people, when I am really recognizing that this moment, this time together, this is a blessed moment when we are really here, really hearing each other. I dare say this world needs lots and lots of blessing right now, right? It needs us to be paying attention. It needs us to have that quality of relationship with each other all through our dealings. The quality of relationship where we are really listening, where we are really there, where we are communicating at the deepest connected level. It's hard to do. I do think we need to do it. I do think that that is how we will bless this world, and we need it. So let's sing a song that I think fits really well here. Let's sing It's a Blessing We Were Born. It is a blessing we were born. Kids, be that blessing. Help your parents and all those older folks that you're in contact with. Help them to be like you. Help them to be there, be real, be leading with your heart. And then we will be truly blessed. May it be so. Amen.